Hi, good evening. Thank you for your time.
Hi. Good evening, Miss Nurul. Thank you for inviting me for this session.
Okay, today I would like to interview you about the recruitment.
Okay, thank you. I'm Ain. I'm from HR under recruitment section. What else you want to know about recruitment?
Okay, what sort of external recruitment?
Okay, about the sources of external recruitment, how we recruit people, we get all the resources from media, advertising, on social media, such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Indeed, and we have so many social platforms nowadays. So other than that, every year we have a recruitment drive activities. Just we need to run just like roadshow to attract all workers to join our company. And also we have a company website. Just deposit your resume or CVs into our company website, so then we get the potential talent pools. And we also promote our recruitment in our job street, mostly on job street. But then nowadays I actively use the LinkedIn for this recruitment strategy.
So then how employee selection process?
Okay, so every hiring process, of course, we need to undergo a few processes to select the right employee, right talent. So first of all, the first one, we receive applications. Okay, we receive manpower requisition actually, either to replace or to have a new additional for the department. Alright, so after that I will promote to the platform, so any suitable platform. So usually I will use all platforms to attract potential candidates. And then when I receive first I will receive all applications. Okay, I will receive all the applications, at least 100 applications a day. So I need to review, and then I need to screening all resumes and CVs. And then I need to ensure that all the CVs experience met with my hiring manager's expectations. So they will come up with the expectation on the job roles. Okay, and third one, after I screen and shortlisted by HR department, so I will forward all CVs to the HOD, head of department. So they will select the candidates. At least I will forward to them at least about 5 CVs for one role, at least. So if I have more, so it will be better. But then sometimes I had a problem here, because my hiring managers has very high expectations on the candidates. So sometimes I need to share more than 30 CVs for the roles. So it's a normal thing. Okay, and then after they shortlisted the candidates, so they will come back to me, and then they ask us to arrange an interview session to select the right candidate for the role. So we set up the interview session, and then we set up convenient for both sides, for both parties, the candidate and the hiring managers. Then after finish the interviews, HOD need to complete the assessment. We call it as an interview assessment. So we give this interview assessment form, okay, in a hard copy one. So they need to fill up the score. Okay, the score include all performance during interview session. intelligence, qualifications, attitude. So all we need to consider during the interview session happen. Okay, so after if the hiring managers already selected the candidate, we as HR we need to do reference check before we proceed to hiring proposal. Okay, so this this reference check we need to get from his or her previous company, his or her previous employment. So we need to check normal check lah. Is it got absenteeism, attendance issue, disciplinary issue? So what about the performance? So all of this need to check before we hire somebody. Alright, so after done our reference check, all is clear, so we will proceed with hiring approval, hiring proposal. This is to discuss on the salary package of the candidate. Okay, so this is only discussed within HR team. For myself, for HR, not all HR, but then only for recruitment team, and then with the vice president. So the salary will not share with our hiring managers or head of departments. Okay, so after we have a package or the salary and then offer, so we need to offer to the candidate. So okay, after the candidate okay with the offer, so we can issue we call it as indicative employment terms. Indicative employment terms is the summarize of all offer package in one piece of paper. So we need to summarize a very brief summarize on the offer package before we come up with letter of employment. So this is a process. So the process will takes about 14 working days actually, but then we need as a HR we need to consider on the notice of termination of the candidate. Okay, some companies will buy out the termination notice, but some companies will wait for the candidates to complete his notice. So it's up to the management's decision. Okay, so that's all.
So do you give a computer skill? Like give what's that? You want to see the level of computer skill.
You mean assessment on the skills?
Yeah.
Okay. The skills actually is based on what position, what roles in the department. Okay, let's say I had faced one issue with the automation engineering department. So they need someone that good in Microsoft project software. Then hiring managers need someone good in presentation skills, because this person, this role need to present to our CEO every quarterly. So they need to come up with very excellent Microsoft project timeline scheduling like that. So what I need to do is, as a HR recruiter, I need to do assessment for them. Okay, we need to do assessment. We need to the candidate need to, maybe we have some questions, about 4 questions, so they need to answer all questions, including how they do this graph, how they do this Gantt chart, how they schedule the project. So it's just like, okay, and then they need to come up with one proposal, then present to the hiring managers, and just assume that we as a CEO, and then he or she needs to present in front of us. So this is the assessment. Of course, it's very good, but then not all positions we do the assessment, because it takes it's a time consumption. It takes a time, so we don't have any much time for hiring managers. So it's up to the what role we offer, what role. So for engineering, mostly we done our assessment. For administrations, I don't know, it's just like we just ask about the computer skills and all. Usually, candidates that have a clerical background, admin, they all already literate on computer.
Okay, how about the failed candidate? Do you inform them?
For the unsuccessful candidate, yes, we inform them. But then some we will inform them lah. But then some of them, I know some of them are waiting, keep waiting on the result, right? So usually they can reach me. They can reach me through calls, through WhatsApp. And nowadays we also we have a WhatsApp platform, right? So they can update, follow up with me on the status of hiring. Okay, so I will keep in touch with them. I keep engaged with them on the status, and then for those unsuccessful, I will email them. Or I will inform by call. But then I will email which area they need to improve. So what's the area that makes they fail during the interview. So we need to tell these candidates actually. So this is good for them to improve themselves.
So how about the interview method that you use in company?
Interview method, we use various of methods. Okay, with personal interview, we do personal interview, face-to-face interview. Okay, we also use telephone phone interview for pre-interview. And also we do mostly face-to-face interview.
Face to face. So how you do the interview during the pandemic COVID-19?
Okay, for during the pandemic COVID-19 last time, our government already informed that we need to reduce on the mass gathering, right? So we are not having any recruitment drive activities. So what's we have, we just do interview through conference video call, while Zoom or Skype or telephone interview, WhatsApp video call for operators level, because mostly operators level, they don't know how to use Zoom or Skype. They just have WhatsApp video call. So that's all.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Aini.
Alright, welcome. So
Thank you
good
for
luck.
your best cooperation today.
Alright, thank you. Good luck, Nurul.
Thank you.